10 iron distance triathlons in 10 days in 10 cities. My name is Fergus Crawley, and I'm currently training towards the biggest challenge I have ever taken on. I'm the survivor of a suicide attempt in May 2016. So in May 2026, 10 years later, welcome to Project TENacity, and welcome to episode number 1 of my prep for it. I'm currently training for 10 iron distance triathlons in 10 days in 10 cities, and there are a few harsh realities that I am having to face. In today's video, I'm going to talk through what those realities are, the things that I'm doing to change them, and what the metrics are that I'm going to be focusing on to optimize my efficiency for what is going to be a brutal challenge, arguably the toughest that I've ever taken on. We are going to jump in the water for an open water swim to kick things off this morning, 2 to 2.5k, just see how I feel before heading up that way towards Istan, which is a punchy climb here in Marbella. Beautiful setting, and I'm really excited to have a busy morning of triathlon training as I talk you through the things that I'm going to have to accept. Regular viewers of this channel will know that for the past 8 years or so, my entire training focus has been on effectively balancing strength and endurance training concurrently. I've squatted 500 pounds the same day as a sub 5-minute mile. I've hit a 1,200 pound powerlifting total the same day as a sub 12-hour Ironman. I've suffered through a 600 kilogram powerlifting total the same day as a sub 6-hour 60-kilometer ultra. And I've even deadlifted 250 kilos the same week as a 250 kilometer single stage ultramarathon, to name a few examples. However, Project TENacity is hyper specific, and it's all about efficiency. So the harsh reality that I am willingly embracing is that I am simply too heavy to be as efficient as possible. So let's go on a bike ride that reinforces this reality, and I'll break things down in more detail as we go. Session number 2, we are at the foot of Istan, and actually the weather has taken a very Scottish turn. I was going to say for the worse, but perhaps even for the better, because it's much cooler than it was yesterday. I hit this climb for the first time last night, and it was stunning, beautiful, but very challenging for my rather heavier than optimal current frame. So it's about 25 kilometers there and back, about 12.5 up, 12.5 down. Really enjoyable climb. Not too technical a descent, but one that you can really just enjoy. So I think without any further ado, it's probably time that I hit start and said adios. I have one final strength goal that really excites me, the Husafellstone in Iceland, which I will be attempting very soon. Beyond that, I'm immensely proud of my lifting achievements and have worked my arse off to embody the original definition of hybrid training, the concurrent training of different athletic disciplines that do not inherently support one another. But I will be letting go of some body weight, which will come with letting go of some strength and some muscle mass, as it no longer has as much utility for my current training goals. Don't get me wrong, I'll keep lifting, as I remain a strength and endurance athlete at heart, but my emphasis will massively shift towards endurance efficiency rather than effectively balancing both. I'm currently 94 kilos or 207 pounds, but once I've hopefully shifted the Husafell stone for a lap of the sheep pen, I will be getting a lot lighter. What a absolutely fantastic morning this has been. This is Istan, which is basically directly north up a big hill from Marbella, and a harsh reminder that I'm quite heavy at the moment in the spirit of today's video, but a harsh reminder of the beauty of this setting. This is like Jurassic Park levels of sort of scenery. It's pretty spectacular, and I thoroughly enjoyed that climb. Did it for the first time last night and caned it pretty hard up here. Today was a bit more chill after the swim this morning because I don't want to be stacking intensity days at the moment. At the end of the day, just really enjoying being in a new environment, being out on the bike. However, efficiency is the big buzzword for me at the moment, and I'm trying to audit everything that I can control within that. So, like, we talk about watts, we talk about weight, we talk about aero on this thing. That is massively inhibited by the fact that I am just too heavy to be optimal on the bike at the moment, which is a sacrifice that I've chosen to make over the years and something I'm not using as an excuse in any way, shape or form. It's very much a deliberate decision to balance my overall training goals. Being lighter will be the most useful thing that I can do, and it means that I don't need to make a huge amount of training adaptation to be able to just become more efficient. Every little bit of weight that I lose, I become more efficient and utilize the watts that I have available to me even better. So what I'm going to do is talk you through in the studio a little bit more detail of the exact metrics that I'm trying to focus on. So for the first time on this channel, really, I'm going to fully commit to being as light and lean as I can without inhibiting my training performance. I've got a good amount of time to prep, and it's a good amount of time before I really need to start ramping up the intensity. So let me talk you through what that's going to look like. Okay, so the key metrics that I will be focusing on for the rest of 2025 are as follows. Number one is body weight, and I will be experimenting with how aggressively I do this. Once I've got my exact training structure and planning finalized, which I'm working with a couple of people on, I can then work in when is most effective to really allocate a lot of my energy to losing that body weight. At this point, it makes sense to hit subscribe so you don't miss when that video drops. Number two is critical swim speed, or CSS. My last test had me at 145 per 100 meters, but I will be ramping up the intensity in the pool very soon to start chipping away at that for the rest of the year. Number three is functional threshold power, or FTP. My last test had me at 287 watts, and again, as with the swimming, I will be quite aggressively attacking the turbo trainer over the next couple of months to try and increase my FTP as I decrease my body weight, therefore increasing my watts per kilo, therefore increasing my efficiency. Number four is lactate heart rate threshold testing. As I'm currently rebuilding my running volume off the back of a stress fracture in my hip in May, I'm predominantly just going to focus on aerobic volume and increasing that cautiously for the rest of the year without adding in much intensity, especially given I'll be in an energy deficit with my food intake. So I want to make sure that that intensity and that systemic fatigue is managed as sensibly as possible. Number five is squat, bench, and deadlift. My bench is as good as it's ever been. I recently benched 152.5 kilos for a RPE 27 rep, which I was very pleased with, but I've benched 150 about 6 or 7 times in the past couple of months, which is great. My squat and deadlift are lower than they have been over the past couple of years just because I'm still recovering from that injury, but having done some recently, I'm in a really good place, so would like to test these and see where they are. As this will make for a very interesting experiment for me personally, as I see how much strength and muscle mass I can hold on to as my triathlon volume increases, but my focus on lifting decreases. So let's make a deal. If this video gets 1,000 likes or more, then I will devote an entire episode of this prep series to testing all of these baseline metrics. And I can see where I am currently before things start to ramp up and get hyper-specific come early 2026. That's quite a friendly deal, actually. 1,000 likes is, fairly typical of this channel, so very much in your favor. Go and hit the like button, and you know what? Hit subscribe whilst you're in the region too. Thank you very much. Just a quick reminder as well that you can register your interest to be involved in Project TENacity, whether in person or virtually, via the link in the description description down below. And the donation link is also there as well if you'd like to support my mission to raise £122,000 to fund 10,000 potentially life-saving phone calls with Calm. Finally, please check out Omnia Performance via the link in the description down below as well if you are looking to level up your strength and endurance training. And who knows, you may also end up losing the plot and commit to something as silly as this. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome to Project TENacity, the prep series. I am excited about this. I hope you are too. Let's go.